Hey everyone, Strips here again. We are continuing to run a Han build. I've made a few trades since some of these cards weren't out when we started. Main one being Pillage over Forced Surrender, since it kind of does a similar thing, costs less. Oops, I was about to start there, but Colossal left, so I guess I'll keep going. Makes the opponent discard 2, and we can draw 2. Is how Forced Surrender works. Pillage just has them discard, but like I said, Forced Surrender is on 6, this is on 4, so we're trying this out. We still have like one main deck Forced Surrender. I'm also trying this Cripple Authority, because against Ramp, I think this might actually be good and plays a little bit into our discard theme. I don't know if this Han deck will be running Ramp or not. Let's see here though, as far as, yeah, because they're not, I guess there's that one new card, the name is escaping me, where if a unit is defeated, you can, put it into play as a resource. We won't mulligan here. I think we're going to resource this Pillage and this Forced Surrender. And then I think we're just going to try this red 3, although it kind of depends. They've got initiative, so it kind of depends on what they do. If they play like an A-wing, we may save this red 3 and ambush it out next. If they don't, then maybe not. Okay, they just claimed. So, but they've got an ECL too. Yeah, I'll try it. If we can like stick it. Be good for us, and I don't know if they'll want to like ECL something into it or not. We'll see how they want to play, if they're gonna be trying to ramp or not. Okay, so just like it's between these two, maybe Wrecker. We've got play sets of both of these in our deck. Okay, so they are on ramp because of their resupply. So I think what we'll do is we're going to, I guess, nah, because this will be out for 1. So we can do both of these things. We can Cripple Authority them, make them discard, and then like next turn we can go straight into Pillage, which should deal a number on their hand. Looks like they're going to discard a Crate Dragon. So maybe they've got multiples. We'll see. Hit them for 3. And then we're still going to play an A-wing, which will put out a fair amount in space, although they are pretty fragile. We'll see if they get up to a Bright Hope. If they hit a Bright Hope, it's going to be a little rough on us, because even with these sacrifices, we cannot kill it. Although with Poe, he can do 2 damage to a unit or base no matter where they're at. So probably just gonna start off on their base and hope they don't start with a Bright Hope. Alright. Okay, they got out a Poe. See, but they didn't really, they could have just straight up played him, so I'm not exactly sure. They must be wanting to drop something else, because otherwise I would think they would just be strange. Yeah, they're not like did they claim? They did. Okay, strange also. I think what we'll do here is we're going to Cripple Authority them again. If we can. Looks like frozen, so we're going to refresh. I'll pause here for a sec. Alright, so there were looks like they discarded a resupply. Makes sense. So we'll pass here. Man, it's like continually kind of freezing. Oh, there we go. So our wrecker can blow up their Poe. This Peacekeeper is probably not super important right now since we're at 0. We're just trying to like push damage. Because if they can stabilize, if they're on like crate dragons and stuff, they can probably beat us in the late game. Kind of depends on like if they play something too, we can pillage here and that puts them at 0 cards in hand. So it kind of depends on like what they're doing. They're going to discard here. I assume to like, yeah, deal the damage. So now it's between like Wrecker, getting rid of Poe, and just pillaging what's left in their hand. I'm kind of leaning toward pillage, because then they're like completely top decking at this point. So if they've been saving something, they'll have to get rid of whatever they're saving. But maybe it's just another like resupply. Looks like it's still waiting on them to decide. We'll give it a minute because sometimes it locks up. It's been locking up a little bit today. So, okay, looks like we hit their other crate dragon, so they may just have one left. Attack there. We can also, like, we could heroic sacrifice Han. But that seems, because that would like get rid of their Poe. Man. But I wonder, I kind of like need to be, gosh, like able to like, man, I'm going to do it anyway. Let's go for it. So they just don't have anything left. Got another pillage, so if they're trying to like hold on to stuff, we can do it again. K2 is also good in these scenarios because you can have them discard. Poe also has them discard, so got like a whole lot of discard here. I really think we're going to get rid of that patrol wing. We've both got ECLs, so... Okay, they got a super laser tech out. It's just like, we could ECL this Poe into them, make them discard their last card. Oop, they're undoing their last action. Okay. They played the super laser tech with Han's ability. Okay. So again, kind of, I don't know, like do I just like pillage them, get it, like whatever's out? I mean, maybe I need to do that next turn. I'm not sure. Because I'm assuming there's a reason they did that. They're trying to get up to a certain amount for something. Anyway, I'm going to play, I'll just straight up play Poe. I can have them discard a card from him. We'll attack their base. Because if they attack us, we can claim here, immediately attack with Poe, make them discard at least one. Or if they resource one, then they will be out of luck anyway. So we'll see what they do here. If they resource one, we're just leading with pillage, because then again that still like leaves them with no hand. They did not, so we'll attack them, and it's just, are we going to discard to, I think we will, because that'll put them at like 24, so we'll discard one of these wreckers to deal the damage. We're going to pass on the upgrade, and then I think we will discard a card to deal the damage, so maybe we'll just discard the other. Or not, we want to deal the damage and we want to discard. Because then we can still daring raid them, and I think this Poe just dealt 8 to them. Yeah, here's the ramp card I was talking about earlier. It is, yeah, Spark of Hope. So, yeah, the unit needs to be defeated that phase. Alright. But I think they're just like dead here, because no matter what they do, there's no way for them to like heal up from that. Yeah, so we'll GG them. Should have done that before the attack probably. But anyway, yeah, there wasn't like much else they could do, because we could have just like led straight into like the Daring Raid if they had no way. I thought they might have like a Bright Hope or something, but really like once we're making them discard, it's like, I don't know what else they would be able to do like in that instance. Potentially a, like if they had U-Wing, if they're on U-Wing reinforcement, they could drop like Echo Base, drop Bright Hope, that kind of like a line to survive for a minute. But since we were just at 6, I really think they're kind of out of it, no matter what they pulled, no matter what happened. So that will be game number 1. I will see you in game number 2. Alright, we'll talk about some more of these additions while we wait. I think this Cripple Authority is probably maybe not main deckable, but just due to the presence of like ramp in the meta, whether that's Boba or Han like you saw in the last game, I thought it might be kind of useful. So, but I don't know, it seems more like a side deck card. We'll go straight into the game here though. We're gonna decide to go first. Other than that, like this Adelphi Patrol Wing, like I'm not super pumped about it. But there's like not another great thing to be running in this slot. I've considered like Black One, but it just kind of yeah, Black One comes out like is 6, so it comes out round 5 in Han if you want to use his ability to get it out. There's not another ship on 5 that is like really even playable. There's like a common red white one, but Adelphi Patrolling is better than. We are not going to mulligan here. We're going to see if this is kind of based on Gee's build with new cards. Or what exactly they're up to. We don't need this U-Wing right now, and I think this Ketsu is probably also, although Ketsu is good for defeating Entrenched, so if they're on Gee's build, we should probably actually keep that. We're going to get rid of one of those heroic sacrifices. We can lead with lead with Green Squadron into Red 3. Pretty strong build that you, or play line that you often see like in Sabine. So we're just going to lead with the A-Wing. Looks like they'll have claimed there. So on 1 main deck, Force Surrender, which is pretty good into control, really. So, and we're not playing much on the ground, so put that there. We're just going to straight away Power of the Dark Side us, which is okay. Kind of like expecting that kind of a thing. So here we could play like the A-Wing into Ketsu, which I think is probably what we'll do, because we can make this cost 1 with Han, and we just want to have like a board out, because of like the amount of removal that they'll have. So if we can get like a few things to stick, that's really all we're looking for, because if we can put out like some consistent pressure and then hit a U-Wing late game, we should kind of be set. This Daring Raid is probably less good here, unless they're on like Death Troopers or something. Again, this turn we can play Red 3 and another Green Squadron A-Wing. We do want to, I think, like keep this Force Surrender around to make them discard. That, in my experience, has tended to be pretty good into control. They played Chilton down here, but we can defeat some of the upgrades, like with Ketsu. We're not really like worried about that necessarily. So I think we're gonna play the Red 3. Just so we can get like that extra bit of damage in. We'll attack here, then we're going to attack here, and then we will defeat an upgrade from Chilton, just knocking off one of those experience counters. Then we can still play this A-Wing there, and we'll pass. So we're almost up to being able to force surrender. We can use Wrecker actually to kill this Children at the moment, but they may hit. It's kind of bit like if they're going to attack our base, or they're going to try and kill Ketsu, because they know we can just like keep hitting, which they did. So we're going to just start hitting with the A-Wings. Should put out like a fair amount of damage on them this way. We're going to entrenched. Yeah, it's kind of like what we were looking for. So it does look kind of similar to Gee's build. I don't know. They might have switched the top end to something like Snoke. We can, though, deploy Han, and then we can use his playability to, like, play Wrecker. And then we're going to defeat, this doesn't really matter, we'll defeat the heroic sacrifice to blow that Children up. And then we can attack the base again. So we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 16 on board almost, I think, like if we're counting red 3. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. They can't get Vader out, they're not on ramp, so it kind of really just depends on like what removal they'll be using, but we're not up to be able to like force surrender them yet either, but they're gonna vigilant some, so we'll see. Let's see, we just need to attack while we can, while this stuff is out. Wrecker's pretty good because he's got overwhelm, so even if they like drop something, they're trying to use Vader to deal damage, I think, or something. I don't know. It says like Vader's deal damage of it, but they didn't play Vader. You need to have played a villainous card to like deal the damage, so I think maybe they got caught up in that or something. But I think they'll be up to 7, so it's not like they can super laser blast or anything really. So we're just gonna play Poe without Han's ability, so he won't have any damage on him. And then I think it's like smooth sailing, because even if they vigilance or something, like I don't think they'll have enough. Yeah, I think they GG'd us there. Have enough. I've been like really happy they conceded, I think, right there. I've been like really happy with this build into control, into Iden, into builds like this, because as you can see, like 0 damage, and we've still got like a ton of damage on board, because if you can draw into or mulligan into your cheaper units, you can really flood the board so early, so quick, that they like can't do much about it. And especially if you pair that with some discard, whether that's side deck or main board, whether that's forced surrender. I've been, I don't think I drew into pillage this game, but pillage has been like very helpful too, because especially like if you combine pillage, you combine Poe's discard, you combine K2's discard, it actually does like a ton, and I think you're seeing that creep up now. I was doing that earlier, like in that build, from I think 8 or 9 days ago, like when I had initially posted a Han Green build. But I think you're seeing that a lot in a lot of decks now. People are realizing like how good that is, because you've got the discard on Poe, you've got the discard on K2, and if you've got force users, then you've also got force throw, and you can force throw is like very versatile, so you're able to either like discard your own card, kill Boba, or you are able to like make them discard, and if they've only got like 1 or 2 because you're on like main deck pillages, those kinds of things, it can really like do a number on them. Like I said, I don't think pillage was out when I was running the first iteration of this deck. It's just like a better I was running force surrenders, and pillage is just a cheaper, I think, better version of force surrenders. So we'll go into match number 3 here in a second. Alright, excited to go here into a Cad Bane deck. It's double yellow on Jabba's Palace. This should be fun. I think they'll probably be on main deck Cunning, so we're going to be wanting to remove their stuff like as best as we can. We're not going to mulligan here. With Cunning, they can like buff and bounce, things like that. Usually you see it buff a unit to like 8 power or so, and then like start hitting the base, do a bunch of damage really early. They won't be ramping, so we do not need cripple authority. It's just whether we're playing on the ground or we're playing in space, based on like what they're doing. So I think Spec Force, we don't really need that either. We start though, so it's just 7th Fleet is like very good into our space units. And there's not like a lot that we can do about that. So it's just like whether we think they're like on 7th Fleet or not. I think I'm just going to lead with a green squadron and cross my fingers, hope that they don't have a 7th Fleet. They're on Lady Proxima. So I think we're just going to claim there. Not too bad for us. They deal damage to our base depending on like when they play an underworld card, which kind of pairs well with Cad Bane because he'll deal damage. We pick where that damage goes though. Damage to the base. So we're going to resource that Sabine. Since we got another green squadron plus this red 3, we can like put out a fair amount of pressure in space pretty early. And then 2. Okay, yeah, so then we aren't making the most use of Han's ability here, but I do think going a little bit slower, preserving our ECL may be to our benefit in this match. Okay, they're gonna no good to me dead on our green squadron, so we're just gonna have to claim there. There's not a lot we can do about that. We're going to use my clunky, deal a damage to something. So, I mean, like, I think they're just going to kill the red 3. So I'm going to put a damage on the red 3 because that's what I'm assuming they're going to hit with it. Yeah. So there's no reason to put it on the A-wing. Okay, let's see here. We can play Poe. I'm really thinking that's like the route we should go. Our A-wing is going to stay tapped. But I think we can win the long game against them here with our wreckers and our U-wings, to be honest. We're going to play Poe. Because that'll make it pretty rough. I mean, they can drop Proxima, but she doesn't do any damage. And if we attack into it, we can pretty easily kill it. So, yeah, just waiting to see what they're doing. I'm trying to think like what they could do here. On 4, they usually want to just like hit. Okay, yeah, they're playing Proxima again. Okay, we're just gonna put it on the A-wing. And then we'll claim here. Next turn, we can play Han, play Wrecker. Wrecker can defeat a thing, blow up Proxima, or blow up this Boba Fett. I'm going to resource that green squadron A-wing, don't particularly need that. We can, does Cad Bane comes out on 6, which is also kind of unfortunate for them, because we can like ECL, I'd have to ECL Poe. Just trying to, let's see what we can do here. We can just like use Han's ability to play Wrecker to, yeah, it's just like the ordering that we're doing this. Because their Boba will kill Poe, but then it'll like die in return. So maybe like first thing that we should do is play, like just deploy Han so that we can, go that route. Although maybe that's a misplay. I was just trying to like think of the lines here because we still have ECL active. They're really wanting us to like exhaust something though so that they can use Boba Fett on that. Just like attack into Boba Fett with Poe. Maybe that's what we should have done first. But I'd really like to like deploy Wrecker, defeat the thing, then blow up Han. So we're going to use Relentless Pursuit to capture. Okay, and they get a shield from that. That is pretty annoying. But, okay, so what can we do here? We can attack with Poe into Proxima. We can discard Let's see, we can discard one of these Hijinks. I don't think we need both of that. Actually, we want to, like, we did that out of order. We need to attack into Proxima. We're going to, like, pass the damage. We are going to discard that because we want to defeat, like, the shield upgrade is what we're, like, looking to do here. And then whether we want them to, like, discard, I don't think so. I think, like, these cards are just, like, too good to do that too. Because now we can Wrecker and kill Boba, which will give us our A-Wing back. But this puts us down on a resource, so that puts the U-Wing, like, farther away. Kind of depends on, like, what they're going to do with, like, their Boba, though, too. Like, if they've got an armor or something. But I'm not sure that you would main deck Boba's armor if you're not, like, you don't have leader, because then you're, like, maybe, like, one copy. I'm not sure. It just doesn't seem like great if you're not on Boba leader, because the hits you have to, like, draw into the unit. So, yeah, it's just, like, Wrecker or not. I mean, like, we can also Wrecker without defeating the resource, just to, like, have him out. Although that's less good. It's just, like, rough because it puts our U-Wing, it puts us down to 4 resources. Let's see what they do with Boba. Okay, we're just going to trade for that. So we don't even really have to think about it. We can just attack into the base. So we can just, like, straight up play Poe and then ECL Wrecker next turn. Because there's really nothing for him to, like, even hit. Okay. So that made that decision pretty easy for us, actually. Pretty, a little almost helpful for us that they did that. Cad Bane comes out on 8, so an ECL'd, well, a Poe, we don't even need to ECL, like, a Poe will just kill him. I guess you could ECL the Wrecker, but it's not really worth it. We'll resource the Daring Raid just because we're, like, far off from being able to, like, you know, kill them or something like that. It's, like, a lot of bounce, but, like, again, I'm not sure how much that stuff is, like, really gonna help them, you know. They can, like, keep bouncing it, but it returns it to our hand, and a lot of our stuff is, like, on play like this, right? Like, we can ECL Poe into Cad Bane. Then we can, like, discard to deal the damage. I think we're going to discard the K2. Deal 2 damage to Cad Bane. And then defeat and upgrade. We don't want to do that. And then make them discard. Really don't care about that either. And then, like, if they try and cunning their bouncer, yeah, they're just going to, okay, they're just going to scoop. GG them there. I think, yeah, I mean, let's see. Like, I think they kind of realized what was happening, right? Like, if they keep bouncing these, we've got the Wrecker. Wrecker's coming out next turn. U-Wing reinforcement is coming out the turn after that. There's really pretty much, I guess you say, like, absolutely, like, nothing they can do unless they're main decking Evacuate, which you would not really be doing anyway in this type of a deck, right? You're trying to push out the damage, but we're able to, like, either ECL or just, like, drop enough stuff and then just, like, trade with their stuff. They really need their Cunnings to, like, buff their Cantina Bouncer to then deal, like, 7, 8 damage, stuff like that to the base, right? But if we have Poe around, we just, like, run into that, or we just Wrecker, play a Wrecker, defeat a thing, kill it, and then, like, no matter what, I mean, they're spending, like, 5 to, like, bounce a thing that just comes back anyway. You really need, like, this to be, like, your big play so that, like, your other stuff that's out can hit. And if you can't keep your other stuff around, like your Boba's around, there's really not a lot that you can do. I really haven't been that impressed with stuff like Lady Proxima because I mean, like, you need to be dumping, like, a whole lot of things out at once for this kind of a thing to be able to work. And it's just, like, kind of actually pretty slow. I think you'd rather have, like, a Greedo or cards like that. But anyway, that is match number 3, so I think that will be it for today. If you like the content, you want to see more, I'll keep playing with Shadows of the Galaxy decks as it comes out. Maybe Rey, some Force decks. I know those new decks are based kind of on a Cheer It foundation from the last set, just with some new cards in, so those decks look kind of exciting. I've been toying around with that a little bit. Maybe Moff Gideon in green. So if you've got a preference and you say in the comments, I'll probably listen to whatever your preference is. Other than that, I'll probably just like pick what I want to pick. But if you guys have got suggestions, let me know. Be happy to play it. Thank you for watching, especially if you made it to the end. I will see you later. Goodbye.